Welcome back to EVE Online once again, everyone. I'm Kplays Games, and it's time for yet another level 4 mission. This time it's called Pirate Slaughter, and it's against Grigoriy. So this will be lots of missile firing battleships and lots of heavy kinetic damage being dealt to us. Now, it pays just under $1 million, and exactly $1 million in bonus rewards and about 4,000 loyalty points, so it is quite a difficult mission. I do believe I've run this one once before without recording it. I don't know why, but I did. And it was quite difficult. I do remember having to warp out at least once. Let's see if that happens this time. This mission is gated, so you can't just warp in at range.
Drive active.
I believe it has 3 rooms full of enemies, so it's very much like some of the other missions we've done before. Okay, we're going to land fairly close to these guys. So I think we'll just go straight ahead immediately with the micro jump. Just to get out of range of the destroyers. The battleships will hit us equally at any range. Well, the ones that fire missiles will. They'll hit us equally well and equally as accurately at any range. Here the pithy communications officer is attempting to jam us, but luckily he's failing. So this icon right here. So apparently the pithy communications officer is just a renamed pithy exterminator. So good to know. See, they're really quite weak to kinetic, which is good for us. Tank's fine. Yeah, reactive armor hardener instantly straight up to 60. So this is how our resistance is going to stay for pretty much this entire mission. Well, when I say pretty much, I mean the entire mission. 75%. We could of course warp if we need to, leave and fit either a passive or even an active kinetic armor hardener here, hopefully to push this up closer to 80%, but then it won't be cap stable. I have theory crafted that just in case before I started recording, and the cap still lasts for between 46 minutes and 50 minutes depending on whether it's active or passive. If we put an active one, we need to save CPU, so we put a compact cap recharger there. So that's more than enough. An hour, no, 45 minutes to an hour is more than enough capacitor. So we'll do that if we have to, but at the minute in this room we're absolutely fine. I do believe that shooting at the pithy communications officer either triggers a reinforcement wave or it triggers full room aggression, so we want to avoid that at all costs. Well, a reinforcement wave, as predicted. Just as well we moved away from where we walked in, otherwise they would have spawned right on top of us. Okay, we got a nice fast lock on that frigate, so let's try and snipe it with the drones. Yep, that's looking good. It's far enough away and he's on direct approach that the transversal and angular velocities are very low. No, I just used 2 very strange words. I will explain transversal and angular in the upcoming EVE Online detail guide series that I did promise way back at the start of this channel, and I've been avoiding because it's really difficult stuff to do. But I will do it. Since we know he was the trigger, we'll just kill him. There's no point changing to anything else in case something else is the trigger, because there is another pithy communications officer here. Just drag him into the list and check that he's also an exterminator. Show info, drag him, yeah, he's an exterminator as well. Right, so then ideally we'd work in the obliterators. There's a decent amount of bounty in this, and from taking a very quick look around the battlefield, there seems to be a lot of filled large wrecks, so a possibility of good loot here as well, which would be nice. Luckily for us, these seem to be firing railguns. This one here seems to actually be firing blasters. That's why he's missing us all the time. And that's why he's got this. Let's just zoom in and have a look at him. What is he firing? Yep, these are railguns. And one little missile. So railguns will be doing kinetic and thermal. Again, the reactive armor hardener reckons he likes life being at 60%, so we'll just leave him like that. If these were all firing nothing but missiles, then they'd be hitting us just as well from where they are as they were up close. So us moving would not have had much effect, rather than helping our drones be more accurate, which is always a good thing. But luckily for us, these guys are firing railguns, so being further away means that they're missing us, which is why the tank is not being overly bothered at all. They're taking down these battleships fairly quickly. Let's see, does he trigger another spawn? No, yes he does. I was about to say no he doesn't, but he does. Okay, lots more things to kill. Quite an involved mission this one then, that's good. More money, more loot, more action for you guys to enjoy. These guys are outside our targeting range. Well, I'm sure they'll close up. In the meantime, we'll just smash everything that is within range. There's another communications officer. Right, let's not attack that. I don't think we want two spawns at the same time. It's nice to kill elite frigates as soon as you see them. You do not want to get warp jammed, and you don't want them to kill your drones. Kill them according to distance, I think. And you. The battle cruisers are actually getting close, so as soon as this guy dies, we'll start working on them. I don't think they're hitting us, but I don't really want to let them get into range. Yeah, they're not firing anything other than one or two little missiles. That's just turrets there, I can't quite identify them. I think they're also railguns. Obviously they're medium size, so not as long range as the battleships. So we'd rather not have these guys get into range. I would quite like to smash them from where they are. Yeah, it'll be fine. Once this battleship goes down, we'll kill these 4 battle cruisers really quickly, and then there'll just be 2 battleships left. Our tank is going down. Slowly, but it is going down. I did seriously consider just doing a dedicated kinetic hardener in here, but I wanted to see how the lazy man tank actually performed on its own. So far so good if we pay attention. Okay, 1 down. This is the one thing I don't like about the drones having reverted to their normal aggress on their own thing. So you do have to watch out for them choosing to hit the triggers. So you could go like semi-AFK and not really paying any attention to what you're doing, but they'll hit all the triggers and then you'll lose your ship. I do prefer having active control over my drones and what they're doing. It's more efficient to do it like that anyway. Make sure you always get the correct target priority. Okay, now that the 4 battle cruisers are dead, the tank's absolutely fine. It got a little bit dangerous for a minute. I mean, it got to about, what, 3/4? If that's what I'm going to start calling dangerous, then we are in a good place. Okay, let's see if there's yet another wave. No, good. Okay, so this first room was pretty damn good. Lots of stuff. Let's try and pick a wreck in the middle of this big ball. Say that one, and we'll save location on that. Should really have done that before. Whoops. It's not really 1407. 1407 was not when the first wreck was generated. That was quite some time ago. Luckily, nothing's actually landed a jam on us. When you get jammed, you can only target the ship that's jamming you. So in this mission, it can be quite dangerous. If these reinforcement wave trigger ships are jamming you, and the only thing you can shoot is them, do not be tempted to shoot at them. Just wait for the jam cycle to stop and then go back to killing what you were killing, because you do not want to preemptively hit that trigger. Instead of taking the gate straight away, I will pause and let the micro jump drive cooldown expire before we take the gate. It does mean you're hanging here for 3 minutes, but that's just tough. Because I'd rather be able to micro jump down straight away if we land in a big ball of enemies than to jump the gate now and then go, oh dear, I can't jump out of this big ball of enemies for the next 2.5 minutes. That's when bad things happen. The Tech 2 Battleship Marauder class have Huge bonuses to the cooldown of these. I think it reduces it to 60 seconds, so they can jump around all over the mission pockets quite happily. They also have what is known as a Bastion module, which fits in a high power slot, and when you activate it, your ship cannot move, but the performance of all your repair modules doubles, all your weapons get longer range and a little bit more damage application, and you become immune to most EWAR. The only thing that works is the energy neutralizers. So things like sensor dampening and jamming like the Garistas were trying to do to us do not work when you're in Bastion mode. That's another reason why Marauders are good. As well as them having really decent weapons and pretty high resistances. They're not full Tech 2 resistances, but they're pretty close. They're not quite as efficient in damage and damage application wise as the pirate or faction battleships, but they are a damn sight tankier. If you lose a Marauder in a level 4 mission, I think you need to evaluate your life choices, because you're plainly not very good at playing Eve. Harsh, but true. Okay, I'm not seeing a communications officer. I'm not sure if that's good or bad, but again, we'll just pull some range away. And as usual, we'll kill the battle cruisers first. I think that guy might be the trigger because he's on his own. A destroyer. We got a destroyer. Yeah, we have. Yeah, he's quite a high value. Right, let's just plink away at all these 4 here. Stop the ship. You have to remember to stop your ship after you micro jump drive. Otherwise, when you push your sentries out, you'll keep flying away from them. I've done that far too many times in the past. Let's just reorganize the target queue a bit better. There we are. Your tank's under pressure already. The speed that these eradicators are going down at makes me think they're pretty much right on the drone's optimal range, which was a good guess. Optimal range 72, and they're sitting between 75 and 76. That's why that died so quickly. So we'd like to see great big chunks of the enemy's health disappearing. So no prizes for guessing what the trigger was. It's this guy. Okay, he wasn't a trigger on attack. Maybe he's trigger on death. Okay, that's good. Means we can quite happily just kill him and not worry about the spawn that he caused by being attacked. Yeah, let's see what his death brings about. It brings about 4 battleships. Again, we want to kill these 3 because I suspect that this one up here will be the next trigger. Again, they seem to be firing lots and lots of railguns at us and only the odd missile every now and then, so this is good for us. So in the damage scroll, they're missing us, which is fantastic. The only things that are hitting us are their torpedoes and cruise missiles. Again, NPC cheat, their torpedoes are hitting us from about 100 kilometers. I would love to do that in a player ship, because torpedoes are the short range version of cruise missiles. That's a simplistic description. Yeah, it was right not to reload. That's good. That's very nice actually. Right, now we will. Torpedoes have recently had 2 increases in performance. The first one was in the Surgical Strike update a few months ago, when all the Tech 2 ammunition for short range weapons got a direct 15% increase in damage. I'm sure we've talked about that already when we were discussing conflagration crystals. So it's things like Rage torpedoes got a direct 15% buff, so that made them really quite strong. And more recently, torpedoes got a damage application bonus, which obviously increases their damage to everything that's smaller than a planet. So torpedoes have got really good. They're still really short range, and I still wouldn't really use them in missions. Not unless the ship I was fighting had either a missile flight time or missile velocity increase and or a missile application bonus. So maybe things like the Golem or the Barghest or the Typhoon, but that's the only things I would even consider them for. They're not the most practical of things, despite the 2 buffs. Fairly sure that these 2 battleships by the gate should probably also have been named Pithy Communications Officer, because they do appear to be the triggers, but not when they're attacked though. Just when they die. Yeah, but it seems to be that each of these ships is dying within 8 volleys of our missiles, which is nice. Not quite so much loot in this room, at least from the things we've killed already. There's only 3 wrecks that have loot. Luckily they're all large, so hopefully it's about 500,000 in each one, fingers crossed. Mr. Noctis will reveal all. Okay, let's see. Yay, more! Oh, dire, right, these need to die. These are elite cruisers. They need to die right now. Well, the drones agreed with me because they'd already started working on one of them. Yeah, Tech 2 resistance profile. Not nice things to face. Dire, Pitham, Mortify. Yeah, okay, we have them in the list, that's good. Again, another single battleship close to the gate, so let's not fire on him. Again, pretty decent bounty, 250,000 for these 2, 430 for that, 487 for that, 881 for this. Right, that's 1 down. See, he is shooting at our drones, that's why he had to die. And because they're quite difficult to kill. Okay, if this drone takes 1 more hit, I think I'll bring him back. No, his shield's going up. Okay, he's good man. He'd actually started firing at a different one of our drones like an idiot. Oh well. That was his last mistake, because he's dead now. Tank's doing well, we're nowhere near warp out stage. It is nice that it's relatively small groups that spawn in one at a time when you hit the trigger. Not like some other missions like Mordu's Headhunters, which you haven't actually seen. Which is about 60 or 70 ships all spawn at the same time. And they tend to aggress in small groups. But I think if you can get total room aggro in that mission if you're not careful. And that really is fun times. Yeah, tank seems to be doing fine. Then this dismantler's just about right on the drone's optimal range, so he'll be going down really quickly. I was tempted just to micro-warp drive back to the gate. I didn't really want to. Just in case there is another spawn after this guy and it features elite frigates, I don't want him to spawn right up in my face. What we will do though is that we'll bookmark that wreck. About 15 minutes for this room, I think. So far anyway. And yet again we'll hang out at the gate for 3 minutes. I know it's boring, but needs must. Yeah, it's a whole load of ships, and they were all pre-spawned. They're all sitting at a pretty, well, I was going to say a nice distance, but they're not, so they're a little bit too close for my liking. So we're just going to go straight upwards. Some quick trigonometry in my head. I think straight up is the way to go. Right, the 2 dyers, these need to die straight away, as always. I think they're perhaps a little bit outside the drone's range. See what the damage ticker says. Oh, they are hitting. But we will put... yeah, now they're starting to miss. I thought they were just out of range. wait for the slowest module in the world to finish, and put the optimal range script in and turn it back on. Right, and then we'll kill all the destroyers and the Dire Pithy Wrecker, which is the elite frigate. In fact, we'll do him next. Right, the drones kill him. I'll start working on this guy. The drones can just wipe all this stuff out actually. We'll just work the way from left to right and then rejoin me at the elite cruiser again. Again, this one battleship on his own, I'm thinking is the trigger. Because he's not aggressed with the rest of them. It looks like he's shooting at the drones. Yeah, but he's hardly doing any damage. I'll probably put these back onto the tracking speed script now. Okay, lots of miss notifications, which is always nice. Well, it's always nice when they're incoming, not quite so good when they're outgoing. Yeah, that one battleship is shooting at our drones, but he's not causing a great problem. It's just a little bit of harassment. If we're lucky, he'll get bored of shooting at this one drone and change his targeting to another one. He's showing the benefits of faction drones and the ship with traits to drone hit points. This was a normal Tech 2 drone, he'd probably be in dire straits. His shield seems to be holding, it's slowly dropping. It is ticking up and then going back down. What we'll do, we'll just bring this guy back in, get the other 4 to shoot at this. No, return to drone bay. You're being shot at. Thank you, in he comes. And we'll just put him straight back out, because the other battleship, being denied his last target, will have retargeted something else. That's the theory anyway. Maybe I had attempted this mission in the Rapid Heavy fit or something, because we've never come close to being in danger so far. We've got the mission completion trigger, so we've killed what we had to kill. Oh, he's targeted that same drone again. Rude. Rude, rude, rude. Again, no. Damn it, the wardens are missing again. And instead of changing script, I turned the module back on like a complete idiot. Let's just bring that drone back in. He really hates this drone for some reason. Come on, slow module. There we go, optimal range. Now we can do that. Now we can put the other drone out and everyone attack him. Hooray! More bad guys! No less than 4 warp jamming, webbing, drone killing, evil Tech 2 elite frigates of doom, one of which we failed to target because he's drifting away from us. They're only just on the edge of our 116 kilometer drone range. Because as long as they're shooting at them, they will aggress them and they'll start approaching the drones, which is good for us. Bad for them. Yeah, now they've woken up. They realise they're under attack. If we're feeling flush, we could of course get Tech 2 drone control range augmenters to boost the drone control range right up to... Well, putting a single Tech 2 would easily put that way up over our targeting range. Sure, we've still got a level of drone control range to go. Yeah. 16 hours and add another 3 kilometers, that's all we need. Maybe I will do that with the next chilling spree or scaling spree free SP. Might do that, just allocate it to that scale and work on it over the course of a couple of days. Because that will push us right up to 119, which is exactly where our targeting is. And we know that our missiles are on 120. That'd be lovely. Oh, here's hoping that this battleship is also a trigger. All the reservations and portents of doom and dim recollections of having run this mission before and it being difficult are completely unfounded. It's been an absolute walk in the park. 75% resist was more than enough when coupled with our capability of wiping off incoming DPS quickly enough. Right, that's him dead. Let's see if we can kill this with our 5 remaining volleys of missiles. I would doubt it, but let's see. I was having drone control range up at 116. Yeah, these guys should be able to do that. 80 plus 52 is 140. 130 odd. Nah, we're not going to kill him with 5 volleys. How annoying.
Our module has run out of charges.
The drones might kill him before we reload. Oh, look at this. Absolute bonanza. So all this stuff is optional because the dock button appeared and let us know that one of the battleships we killed was the one you had to kill to complete the mission. He's just out of range. Oh. Annoyingly, they're just out on the edge of our range. You're not though, so you're going to die. And hopefully you'll aggress all these and they'll start approaching. Well, this is going to take quite a while to salvage us, I think, which is always nice. Here they come, they've woken up now. I'm very interested to see what the wallet says about this mission. Should be fairly good. All these elite things worth $250,000 and lots of battleships worth about $500,000. I mean, this one's nearly $1 million on his own. Cha-ching! Will there be yet another spawn? Aww. Oh, that was highly enjoyable. Okay, the Noctis has been out and done his thing. I've come back, and as I thought, by the time I finished that, the last of the bounty had come in. It's another 4.5. So comparing the wallet to what it is now and what it was before we started that, it's a 20 million mission. Just over 13.5 in bounty prizes plus 2 in agent pay. It's pretty good. 20. Unfortunately, well, they got 5.5 million in various loot from all of that. Only 2.73 worth selling. Just over 2 million in salvage. A little bit disappointing, but it is what it is. At least we got some more missiles. Obviously, no laser ammo, I wouldn't expect to. Right, cross your fingers, we get lots of Zydrine. 7, oh well, that'll do. So that was Gurista's version of the Pirate Slaughter level 4 mission. I enjoyed it, I hope you did. I like making 20 million per mission. I'll see you for the next one. Take care of yourself. Goodbye.